Witness Media Podcast with Kurt Maggs. Kurt Maggs Radio.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is the Key Witness Media Podcast, also the Kurt Maggs Radio Show, and I'm your host, Kurt Maggs, in the building. How's everybody doing? Pow. We're here. First, I want to tell everybody I'm sorry for not being able to get on my shows like I should. It just be so much things going on. And a lot of times you got to be in the right setting in order to do these shows. And a lot of times there's a lot of things going on around me where I may not be able to do this show. And I want to give you the best that I have in quality. So a lot of things I'm going to have to change up. And there may be times I may have to do a live remote where I don't have all of this music playing in the background and things like that. So I use that to help kind of keep things going and keep the flow going. It keeps me in that mood, and I think it sets the mood for what my topic is. So sometimes I may do some shows where it's going to be just straight live. No music, may not be an intro, it may not be an outro, and all of these things that comes along with this. But we'll talk about that later. On the last show, I talked about looking for work, looking for my career, you know. And I'm on LinkedIn. And I've applied for quite a few jobs on there, and I haven't really got any responses. And man, I decided to jump on this one position that I saw on there with the company. I'm not going to name them because they probably not aware that someone is using their name and pretending to be them and that they're working on behalf of the company. But the position that I was looking at, it was going to be a part-time position. It was only going to take about 7 to 8 hours of my time. And it was called a virtual assistant. And I had heard about these type of positions before. And I said, man, I think that's something that I can do. It'll be a part-time job. The description was very heavy. Man, they were talking about $400 a week. 7 to 8 hours a day. A week. 7 to 8 hours a week. But the kicker was, if you went over that 8 hours, it was going to be $30 an hour over that. You couldn't beat that at all. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Champion for that. That's pretty good money. And just think about it, if you're going over, you can make an extra $60, $90 a week. Now, who would miss that? Who would not want that? So I decided to go ahead and fill out the application. Sent my resume to the person name was Carol Lewis 01 at Outlook.com. And said, okay, that's pretty cool. I can go straight directly to that person, and maybe that'll help me not have to deal with the 400 or 500 applications that they probably receive a week, maybe even a day, who knows. And I can go ahead and weave through all of that. So I sent my resume to them and all that. Got a quick response within the last, probably 3 or 4 hours later. And they were telling me I look like I may be a prime candidate for the position. I said, wow, that's pretty cool, man. I might end up getting this. So I asked for some additional information besides from what I saw on the posting. And they sent it to me, and they were telling me it was going to be $400 and $30 an hour. And I'm like, okay, I know that already. Okay, let's get into the nuts and the crannies of what's really going on with this job. what is expected of me. What am I supposed to do? So they mentioned at first they're going to have to take a proficiency test and to see how well and am I capable of doing this job. And the job was going to be setting up business appointments. I guess it was going to be setting up with their clients with certain services, and some of the employees that got to go out of town with hotels and, lodging, meals, taking care of things like that for them where they don't have to, and everything is done when they arrive. So I'm like, wow, that should be pretty easy. The thing was, I was going to need a printer and software. So I'm like, okay, see what goes on with that. Usually I'm thinking, hey, they're going to supply that. And granted that they did. They were going to supply it. So the next email comes to me and it said, well, after I take this proficiency test and everything works out okay, they were going to send me a check for about $3,000. Yeah. This check was going to cover for the cost of the printer and the special software that they use in order to run the company, along with my $400 check for taking the proficiency test exam and to see how well I would do. Well, that's a red flag. That's a red flag. You're going to send me that much money before I really get going? So the first thing in my mind, I'm thinking, what if I quit within the first week or two? What happens? Do I pay this money back? Do I send the printer back to you with the software? If you've already committed to me, but you're not sure if I'm going to commit to you. Or maybe I decide I don't like the job. That's quite a bit of money. So I sent them another email, said, now what do you want from me again? I said, nah. I said, this doesn't sound right. And I'm a firm believer, if you're going to send out an email or write me a letter, if there's more than 2 misspellings or things don't connect, I don't trust it. And there was probably about a good 15 misspellings in this paper. I said, oh man. It sounded so good. I had already started counting the extra money that I can go in my pocket. And hey, my new career, I can still do this part-time and be rolling in the dough. Not realizing it was all a scam. See, folks, people can dress things up, and you would figure a site like LinkedIn will make sure and filter out all of this trash that goes on and all the frauds. But they'll let me know that no matter how well you got things figured out and you got things set up and you try to block out all of these people who are trying to get in, who's trying to corrupt your system, somehow they find a way in. Now, Carol Lewis or Carol Lewis, it wasn't really plain on what her name was because it was only one L. So I can't believe that her name was Carol Lewis. Never heard of that before. So I'm going to assume it was Carol Lewis. People are looking for a job. They're looking for a career. They're looking for extra money to survive on this planet that we call Earth. Before you waste people's time and energy, and I'm talking about all you scammers, people that's trying to get over. I think it was Curtis Mayfield had a song, Superfly. And one of the parts of the song, he would say, trying to get over. You got a lot of people trying to get over. Now, I'm going to turn these people into the proper authorities, LinkedIn, and I'm going to let the company know that their name is being smeared all over the internet with these pretenders. A lot of people want their name protected, but you always got someone out there who's a false, phony, and a scammer who will take advantage of that to make a gain and put themselves in a position to make money or a reputation for themselves. Whatever you do, protect your reputation. Seal yourself around people who's on the same mission that you are. And while LinkedIn does have a great site and they do their best they can to filter out all of these people, some people get through the cracks. But it's our job as people to make a change and say, hey, you don't belong here. And it's time for you to get out. Peace and God bless.
You're now listening to the Key Witness Media Podcast with Kurt Maggs.